Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Science Spot. Today's topic is titled The Link Between Uric Acid and Obesity. Science Spot is a podcast that helps you spot the latest in science and technology. Your host is Ram from Science Talk. Have you ever been told your uric acid levels are high during a health checkup? Or perhaps you know someone who has? When this substance called uric acid increases too much in the blood, it's called hyperinsulinemia. If left untreated, hyperinsulinemia can lead to gout, a disease known for its severe joint pain, and it's also known to increase the risk of heart disease and other conditions. It has long been known that the causes of elevated uric acid levels involve both genetic factors and environmental factors. In particular, it was known that insulin resistance, a state where the hormone insulin, which lowers blood sugar, becomes less effective, often caused by obesity, is related to higher uric acid levels. However, the detailed mechanism of exactly how uric acid levels rise and how genetic and environmental factors combine to determine uric acid levels was largely unknown until now. This time, a research team from the University of Science Tokyo and Tokyo University took on the challenge of solving this mystery. They conducted their research using the combination of approaches analyzing genetic and health data from the UK Biobank, a large-scale database with approximately 37,000 participants, data from Tokyo University Hospital, and basic experiments at the cellular level. First, large-scale data analysis revealed a tendency for people with high insulin resistance or high salt intake to have higher uric acid levels. A particular focus was placed on the function of the kidneys. In our bodies, uric acid is filtered by the kidneys and it's supposed to be excreted in urine, but necessary amounts are absorbed back into the bloodstream. A key player in this reabsorption process is a protein called urate transporter 1. This study showed that as insulin resistance increases, the excretion of uric acid from the kidneys, meaning the amount of leaving the body in urine, decreases. In other words, the reabsorption of uric acid in the kidneys increases. Furthermore, detailed investigation into the function of urate 1 revealed something interesting. The amount of urate 1 varies due to genetic factors, specifically individual differences in the gene that produces urate 1. It was also found that environmental factors like obesity and the resulting increase in insulin also regulates the function of urate 1. When insulin increases due to obesity, it promotes the function of urate 1 via a protein called AKT inside the cells. Moreover, basic experiments showed that when insulin or excessive salt is taken in, chemical modification called phosphorylation occurs on urate 1. Phosphorylation is a chemical reaction where a phosphate group is added to a protein, which is an important modification that changes the protein's shapes and function. Thus, insulin and excessive salt intake cause urate 1 to be phosphorylated, strengthening its ability to reabsorb uric acid and consequently reducing uric acid excretion. And one of the most significant findings of this study is the gene-environment interaction. This is a phenomenon where genetic and environmental factors don't just add up but influence each other and change the outcome. For example, it was found that individuals with a genetic type that tends to produce a lot of urate 1, when they have insulin resistance due to obesity, experience a negative synergy of genetic and environmental effects, making their uric acid levels even more likely to rise. This explains why the increase in uric acid levels varies from person to person, even with similar weight gain. Incidentally, it's interesting to note that part of this uric acid regulation mechanism mediated by urate 1 exists in humans, but not in rats or mice. This might suggest that the human uric acid metabolism system, which has evolved uniquely with animal evolution, is susceptible to the influence of changes in modern lifestyle, such as westernized diets and obesity. This research has clarified the detailed mechanisms by which obesity and excessive salt intake increase the uric acid levels via the urate 1 protein in the kidneys, and how genetic factors are involved. This study indicated that personalized medicine tailored to each individual's physical constitution will be important for the future prevention and treatment of hyperuricemia and gout. For instance, for those with a constitution where urate 1 activity is easily strengthened, paying particular attention to weight management and salt reduction appears to be very important for preventing the rise in uric acid levels. In the future, based on these findings, the development of new medications that specifically target urate 1 activity is also expected. So that's all for SciencePod today. SciencePod is delivered every weekday morning in both Japanese and in English. If you'd like to learn more about today's news, you can find the links in the description below. See you next time.